Nothing's off limits with this duo. It's father and daughter, Dawn and Cher. And join the club if you're a Chattermouth.
Hey y'all, it's Cher and
Dawn.
And welcome back to the
Chattermouth Podcast.
All right, so we thought it'd be super fun to do some Am I the Asshole Reddit reads. And, you know, a lot of people come to us because we're mother and daughter, but we're also best friends. We're super close, but we've gone through our ups and downs and how we got through it. And a lot of people are always asking us questions about how we did it. So today we're going to read some questions from moms and daughters, and we're going to talk all about it.
Right, the problems they have.
Yeah.
And what they're going through. We all go through stuff.
All right, these are super interesting, and I'm curious to hear your opinions on them too. So I'm going to go ahead and read first. This one is from a daughter. And I can relate a little bit. Okay, it says, my mom constantly criticizes my career choices as an artist, calling it a hobby, and suggesting that I get a real job. Last night at dinner with family, she started again. I finally snapped at her and said, at least I'm happy with my life choices, unlike you. The table went silent, and my mom left the room in tears, and now my family says that I was too harsh and I need to apologize. Am I the asshole?
Wow. Well,
honestly, I get it from her point of view. I think she was definitely a little bit harsh on her mom, but to say it in front of everybody. But her mom also was saying in front of everybody as well that she needs to get a real job. Like, it takes work and it takes a lot of time for artists to make it. Like, you don't just make it, you have to work at it, and it takes a lot. And I think her mom needs to be more supportive.
it's not that she's not supportive. I understand where the mom's coming from too. Maybe she's not making a living from it. Maybe she's not making any money from it, and she feels that you can continue doing it, but maybe you should have something more substantial to do to have an income coming in. And I think the mom is trying to, the mom cares about her. Maybe saying nothing isn't a good thing either, because it's not helping her. But of course, she got defensive. The daughter got defensive and got angry because she loves what she's doing. And that's okay. You could love what you're doing. But I think what the mom was trying to say, maybe you can do it, not stop doing it by saying a hobby, but maybe you should think of doing something else too.
I don't know. I feel like I can relate to this some because, when I was in college, my mom was very pushy about, going into a field like what I went into, which was medicine. I went into becoming a nurse because she wanted me to have something stable, but I wasn't passionate about it at all. And so I think that a lot of the older generation, like your generation, kind of pushes their children to have more like stability in their careers, whereas my generation is more like, let's just, live our life. Like, let's have fun. Let's love what we do. Let's create content. Let's be artists. And I think that's really cool, but that's your generation.
I guess in my generation we feel, okay, have the stability and use that money to do whatever you really love to do.
But you're not going to ever get where you want to go unless you give it 100% your all. And that's how you make it as in these fields. Like, content creators can't become full-time content creators unless they go full-time at it. And same thing with artists. You got to be doing it all the time, not work. And then you used to say the same thing. Like, I wanted to do acting and move to LA, and you're like, get a job, fund yourself, get enough money so you can go and try to make it as your hobby. But I didn't want it to be my hobby. I wanted it to be my full-time career. And so I can relate to this girl a lot. And so she's asking, am I the asshole? I don't think she's the asshole, honestly.
I don't
you
think
be honest. You think she's probably the asshole.
I don't think that she should have been so harsh to her mom, because her mom was trying to come from a good place. She didn't mean to hurt her. She just cares about her enough that she has to speak her mind. I think every mother has to speak their mind, to their daughter. I think you do. I think you shouldn't be quiet.
I think you need to be supportive of your daughters.
I'm not saying not to be supportive, and I don't feel the mom was not being supportive, because she said you can continue it, but have some stability.
We're going to have to agree to disagree here.
I agree. I agree to disagree.
All right. Do you want to do the next one? Or should I go next? I'll go next. My mom has always been critical of my choices, from my career to my lifestyle. At her big retirement party, she gave a speech about how she sacrificed so much for her kids and how she hoped we'd make better choices than she did. I was feeling hurt and embarrassed, so I stood up and said, maybe you should have focused more on your happiness instead of controlling ours. The room went silent, and my mom started crying, and now my family says that I ruined the night and that I should apologize. But am I the asshole?
You know, I think she is the asshole. Because it was her mom's special time. She was had a party for her retirement, and she was just saying all the things she's done in her life and the sacrifices she made to get to the point where she is today. The daughter, on the other hand, took it too personally and criticized her mom in front of everybody. I think if she didn't like what her mom said, maybe later she should have taken her to the side and say, Ma, I really didn't like that. But this was her mom's party, her mom's time to shine. You didn't have to spoil it right then and there.
Yeah, I agree with you. If she had these feelings, it sounds like she has a lot of these feelings that she needs to talk to her mom. But her retirement party wasn't the place to do it. Like, that's embarrassing for her. It's embarrassing for her daughter. It's embarrassing for everybody.
And maybe she just took it a little too personally.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's see. Oh, this is a mom one. Do you want to go ahead and read it?
Okay.
Oh, boy. Let's hear it.
Okay. I'm 46-year-old female. Have always been very involved in my daughter's she's 25 years old, life, offering advice and guidance whenever needed. Recently, she announced her engagement to a man I don't approve of. I expressed my concerns about his character, which led to a heated argument. In response, she told me she didn't want me to be at her wedding if I couldn't support her choices. Feeling hurt, I refused to attend. Now she's accusing me of being selfish and unsupportive. Am I the asshole for standing my ground and not attending her wedding?
What do you think?
I think she should have attended her wedding, no matter what. I mean, that's like hopefully a once-in-a-lifetime affair, and it's memories that you can never forget. And even though her daughter said that out of very anger, I don't know if inside she really meant it. No,
she didn't mean it.
So to actually not go to the wedding.
So a marriage, right? A marriage is forever. If she's not going to support her daughter, I get if you don't agree. You told her your feelings, and it's so important that if someone's getting into a marriage, if you're a mom or a daughter, I do think you need to tell them. If you're a best friend, if your best friend is marrying someone, you're like, this guy sucks. You need to tell them, and they might be hurt in the moment, but you might save them years of hurt and years of sadness. But a marriage is forever. And if you're not going to go to your daughter's wedding because you don't approve of their marriage, which she is doing whether you like it or not, then get ready to not be involved in her life for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. She should have went to the wedding. The daughter is in the relationship, so sometimes you don't see what the relationship is really like when you're actually in it, and she didn't want to see it. And her mom was bringing up certain points about the guy that she was marrying, and she got very resentful and upset at her mom. But the same token, she said her feelings. Her mom said her feelings to her daughter, but she still should have attended the wedding.
I agree.
She was wrong, because that's something you'll never forget.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And you can tell her daughter is saying, you're acting selfish. She wants her mom there. She just wants her mom to like her fiance. She loves her fiance. She wants her mom to also.
Right.
That's a tough one. But Mom, you're the asshole here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, let's go to another one.
I think sometimes you can't be so stubborn and just hold your ground because you feel you're right. Sometimes, you said your point and you just have to let it go if you really want a relationship.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, I'm going to do another one. I'm skipping around a little bit. I'm going to the last one. I, 16-year-old female, come from a seemingly happy family with loving parents, or so I thought. one day I stumbled upon my dad, a 48-year-old male, having an intimate moment with another woman in a secluded area. It was a shock to witness, and it shattered my perception of my parents' marriage. The situation. After witnessing the affair, I was torn apart. I knew that revealing the truth to my mom, who's a 45-year-old female, would likely lead to a divorce, and I couldn't bear the thought of breaking up our family. So I kept the secret to myself, burying it down and pretending like everything was normal whenever I was around my parents. As time passed, the guilt weighed heavily on me, and I questioned whether I was doing the right thing by keeping the secret from my mom. On one hand, I wanted to protect her from the pain of betrayal and maintain the illusion of our happy family. But then on the other hand, I felt like I was being dishonest and betraying her trust by hiding such a significant truth. Would I be the asshole if I continued to keep the secret from my mom, knowing that it could potentially prevent the marriage from falling apart? Or should I come clean and risk irreplaceable damage to our family dynamic?
I feel so sad for this girl. I really do. She's in a terrible predicament. But my opinion on this, I think she should go to the father and have him confess what he did.
I was going to say the same thing.
I think that he is the one that should be confessing and then trying to work it out with her mom, not her.
Yeah.
But that's what I think.
I 100% agree. But then if he doesn't do it, I guess I would say, like, I would definitely confront the father, because coming to the mom, it's like, I don't know, it's hard. It's not her place exactly. And, you know, she's kind of then to blame. Like, go to your dad and tell him, like, I saw this. And also it's going to make him realize, like, I can't believe I did this to my daughter. I didn't just do it to my wife. I did this to my daughter. I did this to my family.
Exactly.
And so that is such a good idea. Like, I was thinking the same thing. Like, she needs to go to him and say, you need to tell mom, or I'm going to, and give him the chance to come clean.
And he needs to fix it, because he should be guilty what he did to the mom and guilty what he did to the daughter now. So it's a double guilt he should feel.
This happens sometimes, you know, where the daughter or the son, I've heard of this before, where like a son catches their dad and they don't say anything because like they don't want to break up the family. It's so hard.
I think they need to talk to the dad or the mom, whoever's having the affair, and have them be the one. You know, I've heard that even with friends, seeing other friends having an affair with someone else.
Well, actually, one time I was in Key West and I saw this guy, and it was one of my really good friends. He was dating one of my really good friends, and I saw him out at the bar, and he was dancing with this girl, and he was like kissing her neck and stuff. And I told my friend, and I told her, and she, instead of like saying thank you, she got really defensive about it. And she kind of stopped being my friend a little bit over that. Like, she didn't want to be close to me after.
So interesting. I was going to say, did she become defensive and angry?
I don't
a
get
lot
that.
of times you just don't want to hear it. But
she ended up marrying that guy. And,
she did,
and now they're divorced.
Right.
Yeah.
So she should have listened to you.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Like, why would you get defensive? Maybe you're embarrassed, do you think? Like,
I think sometimes you don't want to hear the truth, or you don't want to hear, just like when I used to go to open school night and I want to hear, instead of hearing, oh, my daughter's doing wonderful, I would say, tell me what she isn't doing good.
Oh, thanks. Look for the negative in me.
So I can make it better. But, you know, a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, they get very defensive and upset, you know, and here you're trying to be a good friend, but they don't take it that way. Most people don't.
Right.
You know, but you did right by telling her, and look what happened in the long run. So she should have listened to you, and she would have avoided all that.
I talked to my other friend about it, who knows that I told her, and she's like, yeah, she says the same thing. But I would want to know, like, if someone ever saw that, like, I would want to know. I would hope they tell me. I think you're being a bad friend if you don't tell your friend that you like saw them someone cheating on them.
I think that is a bad.
It's a bad friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or maybe give an anonymous letter if you feel funny, or something, some way for them to know, to be aware and to look into.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't just not do anything if you have, you know, to a friend. That's what's called a friend. You're supposed to help each other out.
Exactly. Totally.
Yeah.
All right,
let
your
me
turn.
see. Okay, let me
These
see
are
which
so
one.
interesting. Oh, boy. Sorry to pause the podcast, but if you're loving our podcast, then you'll love our book, and we have to tell you a little about it.
Actually, we wrote this book, and it's about how we got this close and how you can too.
It's called A Bond That Lasts Forever. And basically, it goes over our life's ups and downs. It shows pictures throughout our life and has adorable quotes throughout to inspire other mothers and daughters to have their own special relationship. You can pick it up on Amazon.com, at Barnes & Nobles, or wherever you get your books. Now, let's get back to the podcast.
Okay. I'm 55, have always been financially supportive of my daughter, 30. But things changed when she started dating her current partner, 32. He's unemployed and shows no interest in finding a job. Despite my concerns, my daughter insists on supporting him financially. Recently, they just got engaged, and my daughter asked me for financial assistance at their wedding. I refused, explaining that I couldn't support a marriage where one partner doesn't contribute. My daughter's now upset, accusing me of being unsupportive and controlling. Am I the asshole for cutting financial support off for my daughter because of her partner?
I think, no, you're not the asshole. I think that she needs to, unfortunately, she needs to learn to, like, you know, how this is what real life is going to be with your partner. You know, you can't depend on your parents forever. And if you do, that's like selfish and unfair. And here, if you want to be with this man, if you want to be with this partner, then this is what your life is going to look like.
I guess it's the timing. She's stopping all giving her any money at this point when she says she doesn't like the guy. You know, I think maybe she's just taking it so personal.
Who, the mom?
No, the daughter
Oh.
is. The timing of it.
Yeah.
You know, that she's taking it so personal that she's not giving any money to the wedding or support.
I think the daughter's kind of using her mom, though. Like, if she's getting ready to get married, she shouldn't be like, and she's 30 years old, this girl, she shouldn't be financially like dependent on her mom. She's looking to get married. Then
he doesn't have a job.
He's not having a job. So what does she want, her and her boyfriend to be dependent on her mom? Like, that's not fair. You know?
Yeah, it's a terrible situation.
Yeah. When do you think is fair for a daughter to be cut off from their parents?
I don't think there's a set age. I think it depends on what the daughter's doing, and if the daughter is going to school and trying to better herself, and she's a little bit older, I think she can get some assistance from the parents. But if the daughter's like just trying to live off her parents' income, then that's terrible. So I don't really think it's a set age. I can't say a set number. I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh man, so interesting. There's so many interesting. Were those all of yours? I think so, right?
Yes. What about you?
Yeah, I got them all. It's so interesting. If you guys have any like stories that you want to tell us, or you're curious if you're the asshole, like send them to us. You can always send us an email at the Chattermouth Podcast at gmail.com, or you can, do you know the number?
Oh.
We actually have something really fun. So we just set up a little voicemail system where you guys can call us and leave a voicemail. We can play them on our next podcast. If you need any advice, if you want to tell us a story or anything like that, if you want to get our opinion on something, go ahead and leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on our podcast.
Yes,
what's the number?
The number is 561-569-CHAT.
Ooh. 561-569-CHAT. Super easy to remember. I love that there's chat in it because
it has to be because
we're such Chattermouths.
Yes. And this is the Chattermouth community.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I love that. Yeah. So send us a voicemail. It'd be so fun to like hear you guys all speak too.
I just want to ask you.
Oh, what is it?
Okay, before we just let it go. Am I the asshole for anything that I've done?
You always want to know. Yes, you're an asshole, Mom.
No, but anything. I mean, nobody's perfect, and I'm not perfect, and I'm sure I've done things. You grow being a mother. There's no book to teach you how to be a mother. So, is anything that really sticks out in your head that that you could call me the asshole as a mom?
Interesting. No, I think it's just the same things that we've always like talked about. Yeah, I think you were a little bit too controlling with like my career choices.
Right, you always say that.
Yeah, so I think that's like where you were kind of an asshole because in your mind, it was like the same thing. I can really relate to this one of these girls that like you wanted me to have financial stability and all of that and to but I feel like I needed to do me, and I don't feel like I fully got to do that. And now I'm able to do it now, but so I do feel like in that sense. But besides that, no. I mean, everybody sometimes feels like, they could be the asshole. Here's the better question. Do you think that you were an asshole for anything? Anything you want to ask, am I the asshole for? That takes a big person to do that.
If I'm the asshole?
Yeah, is to come forward and say, like, do you think this situation, am I the asshole?
I guess if I was to do it over again, I wouldn't have maybe babysitters as much as I did when you kids were young to go out.
You have to. I get that now. That's one of those things where you
bad
look.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think because now I see how fast time goes and how now you're older. But I think I should have even spent more time with all of you because
so
you can't go back in time.
Yeah, it's
so I guess I feel like I was an asshole to even go out. When I went
so
out.
silly because now that I'm
That's
adult,
what I feel.
that's one of those things where I like totally see like why a parent needs to do that, and like I'm not mad at you for that at all. Like I am not mad at you at all for that.
It's not like I went out all the time. But
I have one that you were an asshole.
Oh,
actually,
what?
It wasn't you. It was Daddy.
Why?
I have a big one. You were
What's
the
that?
asshole.
I was the asshole?
Well, you were an accomplice.
What?
As an asshole.
Oh my God, what was that?
Well, you know the story. One time, I went to sleepaway camp when I was a little girl. They sent me to sleepaway camp, and 10 years old, y'all think we're so smothered, which we are, but at 10 years old, they sent me to sleepaway camp for 3.5 weeks.
But you went with your brothers. You weren't alone.
Okay, but that's not why you were the asshole. It wasn't for sending me away at 10 years old. Actually, I think I was like 9 turning 10 to sleepaway camp. A little bit of an asshole, but for 3.5 weeks. But it was that I said goodbye and I was crying. I didn't, the story. You didn't want, you knew what I was going to say. I didn't want you to leave. And didn't just leave. Daddy sped off, dust flying in my face in his car. He zoomed off, sped off. I have nightmares from that situation.
It's so funny, but you don't know what went on behind the scenes. I was screaming at Daddy.
Then you get out of the car.
I was screaming at him to turn
He
around.
probably was like, "We just got to get out. We got to go. But
out of sight, out of mind, he was saying. But I was screaming, "Why did you do that?" Oh, for
it was terrible.
hours home, I was yelling at him.
It doesn't matter. The trauma is still there. So
I'm sorry about that, but I blame him for that too. So there.
That's so funny. Is there anything that I've been the asshole for?
No, you're the perfect girl.
This is my mom.
Really are.
No,
you're just a very good-hearted, always.
it's okay.
looking
You can
to
tell me the
please.
truth.
No. Oh, I guess the one time.
Ooh,
okay, not one time.
Oh no.
When you went and you slept out of the house. I was and you lied to me.
What was I supposed to do?
It wasn't even the sleeping out that bothered me. It was her lying to me. I hate lies. Anybody that would know me, that knows me well, knows I'd rather you tell me the truth than to lie. And when she lied, that destroyed me. I went berserk on that.
Can I tell you, I feel like you're the asshole for that one, though, because number one, you would never let me sleep out with my friends. And so I had to lie to be allowed to sleep out for once because that was controlling. So, and I wasn't. So you were the asshole, number one. Number two, I had to lie to you because you were so, and sorry, I feel like I'm gaslighting you here but you were so so mad at me for this that it was ridiculous how mad at me. I was a senior. I was about to go to college. I was a junior. I was a junior going to my senior year.
You were sleeping with, there was a bunch of boys too.
I had to get out.
No. Why don't you tell the story? Come on, lay it on the line here now. Now you just tell half a story. She was sleeping with a bunch of boys.
I wasn't sleeping with boys.
No, in the same room. I was very angry.
I had a boyfriend.
I even yelled at her best friend saying I'm going to call her mother on this.
You were terrible. It was terrible.
I was so angry because she lied to me.
Honestly, the way you reacted, you were an asshole.
I went berserk because you lied. You should have came to me and said, "Mommy, please, or whatever."
I thought I could get away with
Don't lie to me.
I thought I could get away.
Everything comes out. I always say that.
Yeah, but you know what? I had a great night and I don't regret it. I just regret how you found out. Sorry.
No, I think you did feel bad.
I felt bad because you made me feel so
How did I
bad.
find out? Because of the
The
straightener?
hair straightener. I left so stupid. So stupid.
It was meant to be. It's karma.
No, I left the hair straightener at the place. I went to pick it up at my friend's house, and something didn't add up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It was quite the night.
Right.
Ugh. Anything else though? Anything more recent?
No.
No.
No, I don't
Anything
think
that you
so.
want to ask? You're like, am I the asshole for doing this? Is there anything in your mind that you think, am I the asshole? I don't think you going out on a date night is making you an asshole, Mom.
I don't know, because, when you get old like me, time goes so fast. Maybe I should. That's why I say to everybody out there that's young, really enjoy each phase of your child's life. I know I heard it too, and you go, yeah. But trust me, you will remember my words someday. It does go fast. So even if there's hard times with the kids, just be happy. Be in the moment with them. It will pass. The different phases of their life will pass. Try to make the most out of it.
I love that. That's why sometimes people say, like, oh, it's so weird that you are so close to your mom, your best friend, best friends with your mom. Some people think it's weird, but like, you are my best friend. I don't want to hide that or not show it or not hang out with you all the time just because you're my mom, because like life's too short for that, you know?
Right. And who knows you better than your mom?
Yeah.
Or my daughter knows me better,
That's true. Well, on that note, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Chattermouth Podcast. If you liked this episode, please give it a 5-star review. Let us know what you think, and also send us an email if there's any that you want to know if you're the asshole for
Or
it.
call us.
Or call us now. Don't forget. Anyways, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.